we go, Clips fans.
Clippers talk with Adam Osland. After every game, download every pod. Clippers talks the name. He's a basketball talking golden god.
New episodes after every game on demand.
Follow Clippers Talk wherever you get your podcasts. Clippers.
Is it time to get back to basketball? Welcome into Clippers Talk, everyone. I'm Adam Osland. You know, I wanted to talk basketball tonight. I was going to do Ask Adam Anything basketball-related episode. But now I might have to get my friend Bob Schmidt from Fear the Fro podcast on tonight because the Clippers just made a move, and I will pull up the breaking news for you. I was doing a phone call with a radio station in San Diego. Maybe talking about the Clippers investigation and Pablo a little bit and what's happened with the Lakers. And so I couldn't jump on right at 5 o'clock here. But I made it eventually. How's my sound here? Does the sound okay? It's kind of tweaking a little bit in my ear a little bit. You guys tell me how it sounds. I may have to restart. Respond to me. Give me something. Anything. Let me see here. I think it might be on my side. I was not prepared. I was working on something else. Maybe I'll tell you about later in the show. What an S-storm, Adam, you've caused. If you're going to get on for breaking news, you better handle it appropriately. All right, sounds good? You guys hate? Sounds fine. No hate. Okay. Everything's fine. We're good. Appreciate y'all. Let me see if I can get oriented here. This just came out, and right as it came out, I got to do an interview in San Diego on Alan Sleewa's show, which was fun, and I'm appreciative for. But this is, you know, kind of a big deal. Boom. Shams Charania. Apparently the Clippers aren't scared of making moves right now. Breaking. Cleveland, Denver, and the Clippers have agreed on a trade sending Peyton Watson to the Cavaliers, Max Strus to L.A., and an unprotected 2031 Cavs first-round pick and a 2032 Kings second-rounder to the Denver Nuggets. How's Denver selling this to Nikola Jokic? Don't worry, we got draft capital for one of our best players that we didn't want to pay for. And let's see, what did Peyton Watson end up with? $88 million over 4 years. So he did all right for himself. He's getting 22 per season, not quite Christian Brown money. But, I mean, I like this move for the Clippers. I don't like it for Denver. I like it for Cleveland. Someone saying we fumbled Peyton Watson. I guess they weren't that committed to giving him that much money. And Max Strus is a very good player. And as someone mentioned early in the chat, he's a dog. He's kind of a culture setter. I like that. Max Strus, if you're not aware, let me see if I can pull something up for you. Let's see if I got this. Let me bring his stats in here in a second. Can I get his stats, please? There we go. Not prepared. Don't worry about the damn ad blocker. Now, you only average 11 points per game. He's a very good defender. He is a 3-and-D type of guy. He's a 37% career three-point shooter. 29 years of age, shot 40% last season with them. I think one of the few guys that showed up. Now, he only ended up playing 12 games in the regular season, which is why one of the big reasons they had a worse regular season than the year before, where I think they won, 62 games, 64 games, Cleveland, the year before. He played 50 games that season. Let's see what the playoff numbers were. Let's scroll down a little bit. Against Detroit, looks like he ended up shooting 36% from three. Remember, it's also about the defense, too, here. and averaged 10 points per game. He's done his thing, is the point here. His production for the most part translated from the regular season through the playoffs, unlike some guys for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Some people are hating, what the hell? How could we not offer that? Or did Watson just choose the Cavs over the Clippers? That is a decent question here. People saying, why are people hating on Max Strus? Max Strus is a nice player. Go ask Cavaliers fans about him. This is false. Strus, a culture setter. I got some trash to sell you, Adam. That's false. That's unfair. Does it mean that Ben is history? I felt like the Bradley Beal move likely said that, but maybe not. Maybe not. We don't want this guy. We want P. Watt. Look, you know how I felt about Peyton Watson. I was hoping they would have got him. But Max Strus hate will not be tolerated. It will not. Garland and Strus reunited. That's right. I'm still waiting for more details from Shams or anybody else who has them here. If you guys want to point me in the right direction. So let's see what we got here. More on the Watson side of it. Denver, Cleveland, and Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul and agents Lucas Newton and Calvin Andrews finalized the new home Wednesday in a difficult restricted free agency landscape, with Watson's reps navigating interest and offers from the Bucks, Trailblazers, and Clippers before narrowing on the guaranteed $88 million deal with the Cavaliers. So it looks like he wanted to go to the Cavaliers, or the money was right and he wanted to go to the Cavaliers. Good for Peyton Watson. Good for Cleveland. Good for the Clippers. The reigning East finalist Cavaliers have retooled their roster now, bringing in the 23-year-old wing for athleticism and scoring after a career season and trading out Strus and Dennis Schroeder over the last week. The Nuggets are landing a valuable far-out first-rounder plus a second, while the Clippers move a 2027 second-rounder acquired from Philadelphia in the Janai Broom trade to acquire an established player in Strus. The Clippers, guys, gave up a second-rounder for Max Strus. That's good business. You could be upset they didn't get Peyton Watson, but giving up a second-rounder for Max Strus is really good business. Credit to the front office for that. He can help. And what does it mean for Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn? Is it more likely their move now? I think that's possible. Guys, basically what the Clippers did was help facilitate the trade. He wanted to go to Cleveland. This is my read on it. He wanted to go to Cleveland. That was the deal he wanted. And the Clippers got in and picked off Max Strus in a deal between the Nuggets and Cleveland Cavaliers. They helped facilitate as the third team. And for a second-round pick, ended up getting Max Strus in it. That's what this looks like to me. I want to see his contract. I think he might be expiring. Let's see here. He is. Max Strus is an expiring $16.5 million. So you get him for a season, you see how it goes, and you gave up a second. That's not bad at all. That is good business. He wanted to go to Cleveland. He wanted that deal. There's not much you can do other than get something out of it, which they did. And Max Strus. Good three-point shooter, good defender, good tone setter, good grit and grind type of guy. Max Strus is he's nasty. Oh, and Charles Barkley also loves him. Thinks he's dreamy or whatever. They got another defender. Trouser saying this team can't guard anyone if DJ and Chris Dunn are gone. I think you could afford to lose one, but yeah, defensively they're going to struggle at times. Are they competing for a championship this season? I forget. I don't think they are. I think you got to know where they are in their life cycle. Clipper Nick said, nobody better touch DJJ. I can't handle another jersey being outdated. I have Harden, Powell, Kawhi, Amir Coffey in my collection already. What are you? Carl Tart? The Mush? The Jinx. Who's that guy we used to call the Mush in here all the time? People are saying I think this means Ben is out. So I was on Locked On last night with Darian, and it does look like if Ben is out and the Kawhi trade goes through, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. If Ben is out and the Kawhi trade goes through, I think the Clippers could have now, because they didn't give up a player in this trade, still about $15 million to play with. Because we were talking about $30 million last night. They bring in Strus for just a second rounder. He's making $16 million. I think the Clippers still have about $15 million under the first apron. And I believe they use the non-taxpayer mid-level on Rui, so that hard caps you at the first apron. Someone's saying it can be our year. Like, it's okay. This whole injury-prone guy. They gave up a second-round pick for Max Strus. It's all gravy. Peyton Watson was gone. He was going to Cleveland. That's where they wanted him to go. Clutch, point him in that direction. That's it. And the Clippers got in on the deal and got something out of it for not much at all. People saying Kuminga in here. Martin saying Ben is coming back for sure. I think Beal and Strus are added just to be future trade pieces. Ben is young and has potential. They could, if they got about $15 million left, maybe that's what you'd give to Benedict Mathurin now. I wouldn't be shocked by that. I don't want to give up on Ben. Before I was talking about, between him and Peyton Watson, I think Peyton Watson's obviously the better player. They didn't get Peyton Watson. Takes two to tango. He wanted Cleveland. Clutch wanted Cleveland. All those good centers that are just hanging out there. There's so many. It is not a wasted roster spot. Mio, I got the receipts. You don't want to do this with me. The Clippers have a glut of second-round picks. They got a ton of them. I could see Ben being the guy that gets the money now, the $15 million or so they have left. I could see it. Someone saying, I actually love a 2-year, $28 million fully guaranteed for both sides in a math deal. Yeah, I get with that. $14 million a year. I'd be okay with that. I'm fine with that. Let's see. Law Murray updated his roster that he's been putting out. This is pretty good. Look at Law. Incoming, Max Strus. Max Strus hair. Oh, I didn't know this. Draft rights to Ismail Kamagate. I wasn't even that aware. I gotta be honest with you. And the 2027 Philadelphia Sixers second-round draft pick. Clippers intend for Strus to be a major rotation piece, so this is not a reroute situation. That's kind of key here, right? So this is what we're looking at currently. And Law's been updating this periodically, and it's pretty funny. You got your two-ways down below with Nick Martinelli. You got Kawhi with half a label on him for Toronto. You got Cam Christie, October 15th. His contract becomes guaranteed. Boom, 76er salary dump. Talking about two guys that are injured, and Yannick and Bradley Beal. And in comes Max Strus here. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. They gave up nothing. They gave up nothing. And he helps. You need culture setters. You need guys that are just good type of infrastructure pieces. Professional ballers out there. 3-and-D wings. You can't have enough of those guys. They couldn't figure out a way to get Peyton Watson, I guess. I'm disappointed. I want Peyton Watson. But, hey, Thomas Ortega, feel free to unsub any day now. I'm fine with it. Don't let the door hit you. You're a Stan. I know what you're into. You're not about the team. They got him for nothing. A second-round pick. Talk to Cleveland fans about him. They like him a lot. Now they're going to like Peyton Watson. I wouldn't say he's a smaller version of Gallo. Gallo had a ton of offensive game at one point. Like, Max isn't going to go out there and get you 20 a couple times a week. He's not Gallo. I don't love that comp. What's wrong with Matt Moore? Is he going crazy? Yes. No, let me see. What's wrong with him? Let's see. Oh, a lot's wrong. Denver got nothing back. I agree with him. I don't like this for Denver. And I forgot who I'm talking about. He's a Denver fan. Oof. Nuggets. Maybe that unprotected 31st first rounder will become a good player. It might even become Peyton Watson. This could start the ball rolling for Jokic leaving. It could. Denver is playing with fire here. They must think they're good enough that they'll be okay. They are not showing Jokic they are committed to winning no matter the cost. Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost. You got the touch. Who would I compare Max Strus to? Now I'm thinking of like former Clippers maybe. Maybe shorter Batum. Maybe shorter Batum. Not as versatile as Batum at his best defensively, but has intangibles, makes winning plays, makes you better when he's out there on the court. I know how many games he's missed. I am aware. Look, for those, if you're complaining about he's taking minutes away from young guys, but also complaining about him and how many games he's missed, it's like, well, wait a second. If he's injury prone, then he's not going to be taking away as many minutes from young guys. They're going to have plenty of opportunities to play, just like with Bradley Beal. He's injury prone. He's not going to be playing all the time. It's not going to create a logjam because these guys tend to be in and out. What's up, my friend? Morris is in here. Patrick Morris, one of my longest friends. I was texting with earlier today. Oh yeah, Strus was the reason they didn't beat the Knicks. He blew that 21-point lead. Thomas, don't let the door hit you on the ass. You can leave right now and go stand up for your guy James Harden because you're a player guy. You don't care about teams. You care about players. I care about the name on the front more so than anything. Trying to pin that on Max Strus is nasty business. Nasty business. Is he Chris Kattan? That's a good comp. Punk's gone wrong. They're getting old again with two guys who could be gone at the trade deadline and aren't going to play a ton of games. He's on expiring. Bradley Beal is basically on expiring. It's only guaranteed for $3 million the next season. I like this. Strus, the man, the myth, the hair. Maybe they could have offered more. Maybe we have to see what they do with the rest of their money first before we make judgments on what happened with Peyton Watson and why the Clippers didn't offer more. Maybe we just actually wait to see what happens and then start to panic or not. That's always a choice. Alex Webb, you can go back to an episode recently on the Beal signing. We're talking about Max Strus here. And I've talked about Beal a bunch in here. Thomas Ortega, the door, and his big peach ass getting hit by it. Well done with the emojis there. You got to understand where the Clippers are at. Like, I would have given Watson $22 million, but apparently they wanted to go to Cleveland. I just read you the reporting from Shams. Swipa is on right now. Is he upset? Should I jump in and see how it's going? Do you guys want to see a meltdown from Denver Nuggets fans because they might end up losing Nikola Jokic because of this move because they don't want to pay anybody? I wouldn't mind doing that. Let's see. I see Swipa.
Well, there you have it. The biggest news.
All right, we're gonna listen to it here. I love Swipa. I don't want to hate on him here.
News of the Denver Nuggets offseason has been announced. Shams Charania reports that Cleveland, Denver, and the Clippers have agreed on a trade, sending Peyton Watson to the Cavaliers, Max Strus to the Clippers, and an unprotected 2031 Cavs first-round pick and a 2032 Kings second-round pick to the Nuggets, sources tell ESPN. Watson will sign a new 4-year, $88 million deal to join the Cavaliers, plus a player option and a trade kicker. So the Denver Nuggets are officially now without Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson is going to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a deal that has been widely reported across different platforms. The Nuggets are now getting a 2031 first-round pick in replacement for Peyton Watson, so they opt.
All right, you want me to get a locked on? Okay.
In order to justify a deal.
I'm not going to sit here and pity Christian Brown because Christian wouldn't want that.
There we go.
If you listen on the Swipa should be joining us.
I'll put it in the. I need to put
Welcome,
this in
Locked On
the
Nuggets,
small
your daily
window here.
More. Swipa should be joining us at some point to get his reaction. Ryan Blackburn has responsibilities over at Mile High Sports, and then he'll be with us as well because I'm just going to kind of go here. It is 6:18 Mountain Time as I clicked live on our live stream here. If you listen on the audio version, this is going to be an extra long episode. I'm going to go. We're just going to keep going because I'm just going to keep kind of talking. Swipa's here. We're going to talk. He just popped in. This is not going to be like your normal episode. Like we're going to go like a full hour plus here because this is worth it. This is like the biggest news of the offseason for the Denver Nuggets. And the news is that they traded an up-and-coming wing coming off of his best season who has all-star potential. No matter, I have talked about the limitations with Peyton. I have talked about the need to not pay him like a star.
I do feel bad. I would be very upset if I'm a Denver Nuggets fan. I told you guys this. If you're Jokic and all you get back is draft capital for Peyton Watson, you have to get a player back, right? That's why we were talking about DJ. That's why they were talking about getting Max Strus back. That was the rumor. They're the ones who are going to get Max Strus and draft capital. A player that helps them this season if they give up Peyton Watson. They did not.
But the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't pay him like a star. They paid him like a good starter. And the Nuggets lose Peyton Watson as he goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Max Strus goes to L.A., and the Nuggets get a 2031 first-round pick along with a second-rounder from the Kings. This is a great comment that people made in our Discord too, lockedonnuggets.supercast.com. Zeke is still on the team. I am.
But they're out of the second half.
Denver Swipa. I want to go ahead and
thanks for the super.
Up and let you get your thoughts, your instant reaction out.
Well, I talked to Danny Cunningham about this literally on Locked On NBA just on Sunday about this potential deal because they were thinking.
All right, hold on. We got an update with the trade. Doesn't affect the Clippers, but as part of the deal, according to Shams, The Cavaliers are sending Trey Mann, the 2027 second rounder from the Clippers, and cash to the Washington Wizards for Cam Whitmore. They're getting Cam Whitmore, who everybody loved at one point, including maybe the Clippers. The Wizards are also sending out Julian Reese to the Nuggets, who will waive Reese off of his two-way deal. Mann fills a positional need for the Wizards, and the Cavaliers, they get the smaller salary and Whitmore to create optionality under the first apron. Cavs are really getting under the first apron? All right. Doesn't affect the Clippers, though.
Things that we're ruminating about this deal and about the transaction that could possibly go down with the Denver Nuggets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And at the time, one of the things I was saying was the Nuggets just couldn't do it financially because they would have to get off of somebody else. But
wait, they're still over the apron? Oh, that makes sense because they didn't really shed any salary because Peyton Watson's salary wasn't on the books because he was a restricted free agent. Oh, my God.
I had not considered, and perhaps this is my fault, that they would just simply allow for Max Strus to go somewhere else in order to facilitate this trade. But doing this, and there are many different thoughts, man. I have been a proponent of Peyton Watson out of UCLA throughout his career in Denver, and I very much am aware of what he is now, but I also obviously recognize the potential that he has in the future. And yeah, he does have all-star upside. But the idea that Denver is so concerned about their cap situation that they would then essentially, I wouldn't say dump, because the 2031 unprotected is important, but that 2031 is simply a replacement for the 2031 unprotected they sent out to the Brooklyn Nets. That's all this is. So essentially,
does Thomas Ortega understand what's happening here? Yes, Strus is a starter on a non-title contending team, proven this past playoffs. Like he was on one of the last 4 teams standing, and the year before that, helping them win over 60 games. And yeah, the Clippers are a non-title contending team this season. They're in a bit of a retool rebuild, going to be competitive, but not a contender. Why is that lost on him? I don't get it.
They just flopped assets with the Cleveland Cavaliers in order to make up for the pick they got rid of. And then they got the 2032 Kings second round pick, which means not much to Denver at all in the now. And then this deal is a $22 million deal, which seems to indicate they were not willing to pay that amount of money for Peyton Watson. So I have multiple thoughts. One of them is they wanted to avoid having to have a cap sheet sending them further into the second apron. 2, they have either tried or didn't try to trade one of Cam Johnson or Christian Brown or Aaron Gordon in order to facilitate this. Perhaps they didn't try with any of them. But then 3, and this is just what it comes back to, this is not fair to Christian, but Christian getting a 5-year, $125 million deal. And that being one of the bigger pieces of content here and one of the bigger financial numbers for Denver being seemingly another roadblock that was in place of Peyton Watson remaining a Denver Nugget, that is very, very disappointing. And for Peyton to, at 23 years old, I want to remind everyone, to now be going to the Cleveland Cavaliers on a $22 million a year deal in which all Denver gets back here, which they spent a 2022 first round pick on him, and then they just simply flop a 2031 Cavs pick where they may or may not be good. And so maybe it's
the Cavs might not be good anymore in 2031. I could see that. You're getting a pick far enough out there. Strus is average player for the Clippers. They got him for a second-round pick. The Clippers we're not going to be able to get Watson. We're not going to be able to get him. I was pretty close, huh? I initially was like, I will pay him $3 for $90 million if I have to get him. So I'm very high on Peyton Watson. Good luck to him with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But the Clippers realize they're not going to be able to get him. And they still got something out of the deal just by helping facilitate it between Cleveland and Denver. That's how I see this. That's a good deal for a second rounder on an expiring contract who can help you when he's out there. And yes, he's injury prone. So when he's not, the young guys are going to be playing a ton. So that whole issue of, oh no, he's going to take up minutes from the young guys. It's not really there, Mio. I haven't forgot.
Lottery pick. Maybe it isn't. But I also want to say this, Matt. I hope that they have a plan. I hope that they have a strategy in place on the exact next steps that's beyond DeMar DeRozan coming to Denver, because Nikola Jokic has not signed an extension. He is not scheduled to sign an extension on paper. He said that he will, but who knows? Come next summer. And I am very curious to see how the rest of the team feels about this and how this is landing with Jokic and Jamal Murray in particular, because obviously they are the leaders of the team. But it is with no short thing. The Nuggets for sure have gotten worse as of this move today. But what that means for them in the long term over the next few months, then that's going to be, I think, the answer that I'm looking for most in this transaction. And then you brought it up and the chat brought it up. The fact that they did this and they still have Zeke Naji on the roster, I think is further signs of that was yet another mistake that was made. And they are still unable to find a way to get off that contract that's been hampering them for quite some time. So it's very.
I still think Denver could be the third best team in the West. Like, Peyton Watson was out a lot last season. Aaron Gordon was out a lot last season. Jokic actually missed a lot of time last season. That's when Peyton Watson was thriving. They're still really good when healthy. And Jokic typically is a tank and just gets you through. And Jamal Murray did have his best regular season last year. Denver could still be the third best team, even without Peyton Watson. It's really, though, they're definitely a little bit worse, and their future isn't as bright without him. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Not that Denver is that, but they are in a bad spot. How does this affect Mathurin? We really can't lose him. He's young. Well, I told you, I think they got about $15 million left, the Clippers. Somewhere between 13 and 16 to spend money. Darian Vaziri, Dime Dropper, and I were talking about it last night. And that could be going to Bennedict Mathurin now. Maybe they saw what Watson was going to go for, and they said, well, we'd rather have Max Strus and Bennedict Mathurin instead of whatever we'd have to pay to get Watson. Because if he really wanted to go to Cleveland, if he liked the fit a lot too, maybe he wants to compete for a title like right now since he's been on a good team in Denver, and they have been competitors. And he was a rookie in 2023 when they won it? I think so. Maybe the Clippers just weren't an option right now for him. It wasn't just about the money, but also he wanted to go to a team that was contending right away. I don't know. I agree. Tickle that love button. Go on, do it. The love button, right? I think he means like button. But maybe later. Okay. You think we're trying to get Jalen Duren? Interesting. How would they have enough money for him now? They'd have to be moving some serious contracts. And this whole Clutch Sports thing, I think they have like 20% of the league? You are going to deal with them. So you want to be on good terms with Clutch. DJ, Ben, and Filler for Jalen Duren? Is that what you're saying? I almost turned Jeremy into a Clippers fan. But I don't think he's a Clippers fan yet. He's an Aussie that's a Lakers fan. Jeremy, have you come over to the light, the Clippers side? Wow, a transaction. Quick question. What the F? Start the video over. Wicked said I'd be shocked if Ben gets 13 to 16 million when Pacer podcast that I watched were expecting he was wanting to go to 20 million. Who's giving him 20 million? Who has 20 million to give him? Wicked K-pop? The well's gone dry. Teams don't have any money anymore. The Bulls picked up Nick Richards. Who are you getting? First of all, they haven't beat the case with the NBA yet. According to ESPN, they beat the cap circumvention allegations, but the NBA has not ruled on it yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. Alex, chill. I need to listen to more analysis from my guys.
Fortunate. Happy for Peyton that he gets the money. Happy for Peyton that he gets the opportunity. But, yeah, I mean, it's definitely – this is a shocking and surprising get back for Denver given what the asking price seemed to be.
I will start here. If you want to lose Nikola Jokic, this summer is what you do. I'll start right there. This is it. You made no improvements. You added Alpha Diallo and Marvin Bagley and 2 second rounders. Haynes reports they're pivoting to DeMar DeRozan. If you want to lose Jokic, this is what you do.
He's not wrong.
I've maintained he's not going to leave because I hold him at his word. I said repeatedly, if you're listening and you're just like, all right, man, I want to hear it. You said that you thought he was going to stay a Nugget. I said last show, I was like, look, man, I did not going to rule out him getting traded. And one of the things I said was, I don't have a sense for how much they value Peyton Watson. What this tells me is they don't. Is that they legitimately, there's a lot of things to get into here, but like among them, I think this is part of the dynamic. Oh, we overpaid for Christian Brown, so we can't also overpay for Peyton Watson. So we're going to hold the line on Peyton Watson after we already overpaid for Christian Brown because we can't undo what we already did. The trade opens up. The step-in is what Ryan's going to come in here and talk about because Ryan loves picks and the young guys. They might even be a good player like Peyton Watson. I'll tell you straight up what I think is going to happen now. I still think they're trading Cam. I still think that there's a good chance that either AG or Jamal is gone at the deadline. This is like so you can get they're going to be within range of getting out of the tax. They're going to be close enough to be able to justify it. Peyton at 4 years, 88 is exactly where I had him at 21.5. Not exactly, but close enough. I assumed incorrectly. Here's where I was wrong. I assumed there was no way they would do this deal without returning a player to help them this season. As I described it in the draft, going into draft night, I said that pick has to become a player that can catch passes from Nikola Jokic. If you had asked me before this trade, I assumed, I didn't even think I had to say it, that this had to result in a player that could catch passes from Nikola Jokic. But it doesn't. They get a first. And they're going to sit there and laud this trade and be like, we got future flexibility. We think those assets can really help us. And people that have wanted them to get picks, that wanted them to trade guys to get first-round picks because they're so valuable. Okay, they've got them now. Let's see it. But who are you trading now to get it? Are you going to trade 2 firsts to get off of Zeke Naji and then try and use that to get an upgrade? You're going to add DeMar DeRozan, who is that's a whole other thing that we'll get into later because that's going to probably happen now. That's a complicated thing where it's like DeMar is A, beloved by teammates. Everyone loves him. He's great in the locker room, complete professional. B, one of the most efficient mid-range shooters you will still find in this league. Guy shot 45% last season. He is still auto from mid. Everything gets messed up with DeMar on the court. Everything. And that's been consistent since Toronto. And I don't like that result, but it's true. So that's really complicated. They got a first and a second here. And this is the kind of recoup your assets. But you did it for, if you're going to recoup assets, I talked about this earlier in the summer and I'll say it again. This is another half measure. This is, well, we didn't trade a start. We didn't get rid of Jamal or AG yet. And look, I think it's pretty clear Peyton didn't want to play in Denver anymore. I think that's pretty clear. I think if they had no options, if they held the line, which they could have, then I think Peyton would have been like, all right, fine. I'm not happy about it, but we ball. That's it. That's how Peyton would have approached it. But
I love Matt Moore. Even though we had a knockdown, drag-out fight on Clippers Talk once, hey, maybe I'll have one with Pablo here soon if he replies to my tweet ever. Actually, I have other routes to get to him, but it's not menacing. I didn't mean it like that. Thomas Ortega, Clippers have the best tradable contracts in the NBA. We're going to make a blockbuster trade for a superstar soon. That's the type of positivity we're looking for here, Thomas. Rare from you, but we're getting some finally. Thanks so much for doing that. I feel bad for Denver. If they end up losing Jokic because of that, just because he said he wants to sign the Supermax next summer, he wants to end his career in Denver, that can all change after this season. It's not a guarantee. Doesn't mean anything. Max Strus is starter caliber when healthy. He's a 3-and-D guy. You need them in the starting lineup. He is a better three-point shooter than DJ or Dunn. You need versatility. He can guard multiple positions. And you need scrappy guys, and he's that. And for everybody that's complaining about, no, that's not confirmed, Alex Webb. He hasn't responded to my tweet yet. We'll see what happens. Give him time. I'm going to be fair. If you're complaining about Beal and Max Strus taking away minutes from the young guys, this just in. They're both injury prone. They will not be playing 82-game seasons. I wish that wasn't the case, but it's the truth. So they will not be taking up too many minutes from the young guys, and the Clippers still want to be competitive, and they still want to try to win out there, and they have a couple of veterans to help them do that at times. I doubt he leaves. I don't think Joker would mind a shorter season. I wish we had Strus last year. Well, they got him now. Garrett Griffin. Strus is not a guard, by the way. He's a small forward. Also, why does everyone value a second-rounder all of a sudden? Did anyone watch the second-rounders this year? Post-pick 40, it's a wasteland. They got Max Strus for a second-rounder just to help facilitate the trade. Just to get in there and say, well, if we're not getting Peyton Watson, I'm leaving here with something. And Max Strus is a pretty good something. As Charles Barkley has said, the most beautiful man in the world. I don't think you're getting a first for Max Strus. Maybe just doubtful, at least. Look at the trade that just happened. But you can get something good for him or Bradley Beal if you can rebuild their value in the first half of the season. But I want to see how they play. Can they help this team now, more importantly? Cavs about to screw over Harden. The way this roster is looking, it may not be Jokic, but also shapes up nice for a cat trade with Denver. That extension in New York will be interesting. Strus has definitely been good since wearing a Heat jersey. I don't know. I'm going to bring on a Cavs fan, Bob Schmidt, who's actually watched every game he has played with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And some of this stuff is going to sound pretty dumb in here, guys. Thomas Ortega, we just got to make sure we keep Mathurin, Yannick, Conan fully recovers, and Wagler's a franchise point guard. Everything else this season is irrelevant. I think Darius Garland is not irrelevant. I think Kobe and Jordan is not irrelevant. I think there's a lot more to this season. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. I like that. Strus buzzer beater to beat Luka. We have to make a trade right now. Like, we literally have to? Literally don't. Why do they have to make a trade right now? I don't. What are you talking about? French Montana? Why do they have to make a trade? But you put a question mark on, so you're asking why they do? Who was saying they do? Because I don't think they do. Let me see what Justin Rousseau is saying. He has good insight. Okay. Here's a man of taste and a man of logic and rationale. Clippers rerouting the 2027 Philadelphia second, which they got in the Janai Broom deal to land Max Strus, even on expiring, is a pretty good piece of business. They got something for John Collins leaving and turned it all into a very viable rotation piece. Hard to find fault. Tell that to the chat. My goodness. Why would a second pick be good enough of a player? Huh? For Max Strus? I'm trying to be optimistic. What are you talking about? I think there could be a lot of turnover over the next couple of years with this Clippers team while holding together a young core and seeing what shakes out with the young guys. Remember, Kobe and Jordan got their deals. They're on very team-friendly deals. Wagler's a rookie. Yannick, second year. This is what we're looking at. How are all these guys going to develop? And yes, they will still be developing with Bradley Beal and Max Strus. Unfortunately, not being able to play 82 games, either of them, maybe combined. All right, Damien, I see what you're doing. You need to relax. Talk about Grady Dick. Dom, swear I saw some dude on Twitter saying we have 18 players on paper now. I think they do. Oh, that's why you're saying a trade has to happen. I was saying that after the Bradley Beal move. Something has to happen, but it didn't end up being Peyton Watson. So you're right. Where do they go? Like, I don't expect Cam Christie still on the Clippers much longer, although I like Cam. I don't know about Mathurin. Dunn, DJ. Yeah. Like, they have real trade assets all over the place. Like, veteran guys that can help you win that teams are interested in. Biggest surprise for me is finding out Max Strus is shorter than DJ. Wow. Strus is a good player, but the Clippers have too many guards. It reminds me of the Cavs. Tons of guards and no size and end up getting killed in the playoffs. My guy, this just in. I hope the Clippers can make the playoffs. I am not worried about the playoffs. I hope they can get to the playoffs. Your perspective is way off. This is not a win-now team. This is a team trying to compete and make the playoffs. How's Strus going to help them in a 7-game series? First of all, he would. Second of all, I don't know if they're going to be in a 7-game series. There is no problem because you're not competing for a title. This whole, they got too many of this or too many. No, there's no problem. I don't know if the first-round pick stuff is what held them back from Peyton Watson or, I mean, it sounded like from Shams he wanted to go to Cleveland. That's where they were directing him. Dime blocked you. There's a reason. I'm not surprised. This is the least surprising thing I've seen. This.
Funny, Adam.
Thomas Ortega being blocked by Dime. Trust me, I've been right there. Yeah, there is going to be some other move. You're not wrong. They either have 16, 17, or 18 players on this roster right now. I forgot we were talking about that a ton after the Beal deal. What am I looking at? I'm trying to see if there's any more news here. Here's Law. And I think he knows this is obviously flawed or whatever because it's Law and he knows all. Tired, Bradley Beal will take playing time from young players. Wired, Max Strus will take playing time from young players. I need to retweet this and say, tired, wired. What's the other word I should use to rhyme with it? What's it? Dan Byer, Fox Sports Radio. I just want to point out, it's like if you're complaining about both of them being injury prone and complaining about them taking minutes away from young players, I don't think you get it both ways. I'm not saying fired. Both desired. It's like they are both injury prone, but can help when available. When they aren't, young guys running the show. It's fine. Everything's gonna be okay. You think Trey Murphy? All right. I don't mind that. Is Jeremy Grant in the final year of his deal now? That makes some sense.
Funny, Adam.
It's not funny. Is this it? Jeremy Grant making $30 million? There is some move happening. What do you think it's going to be? I was hoping for Pablo Torre on the show tonight, but hasn't responded to me. Left me on red. People need to stop freaking out. Please. Need a power forward in the center. They don't need anything because they're not winning a championship this year. But if you're saying whatever optimizes them for this season, okay. This trade doesn't warrant any dooming. Max Strus for a second. Ooh, I like Misi. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. What did we say? Roster is deep. Keep letting Lawrence Frank cook. The Clippers are going to be making moves for the next couple of seasons. They're going to be active. Alex Webb's doing the Trey Murphy emoji eyes. Ooh. 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 Mio's putting in nasty work. He has to get injured first. He's not quite starting injured. Oh, Dime Dropper's in here. I wouldn't be so sure about that, Dime. Just saying. What else do we got? No. Lopez is better than Ivica Zubac. Yeah, you guys told me that for 3 weeks. They went 6-0. Spacing. Now, it's not good enough. We need another center. I'm still going to do a show about that. I'm going to pull receipts on everybody who said that. I mean, disaster? Yeah, maybe. It could be. I don't think they're winning the championship. But at least now, if you're a Cavs fan and they don't win the championship, you get to go, hey, Peyton Watson's part of the future, though. Max next to Ingram going to be nice, says Chris Gomez. This is a hater. Guys, they have too many dudes on the roster right now. There will be another move. Stop acting like this is the set roster. It can't be mathematically. It's okay. Let the summer play out. Like, I'm sad they didn't get Peyton Watson. You know how I feel about Peyton Watson. But I'm glad they only gave up a second for Max Strus. Horrible trade, giving up a pick for a 30-year-old rotation guard when you're not contending and already got 6 guards is just horrible. He plays small forward a ton, you casual. Like, people talking about how don't give a trade review if you don't even know the player. And giving up a second for Max Strus, in no world is that a bad or horrible trade. Lopez and Mathurin for Miles Turner. But then Yannick comes back, hopefully in December. I mean, Miles Turner is a really pretty close to perfect guy to learn from if you're Yannick, I will say. Everybody was bad against New York. I'm not saying, like, yes, he wasn't good in that series either. He also, compared to what is on his plate versus the other guys, and how much of a usage he has compared to the other guys that were bad, and how much more responsibility those guys have for that terrible performance against New York versus Max Strus. Are you kidding? I wish they were trolling. I don't think they are sometimes. I really don't. Yeah, they could still sign and trade Mathurin. We're not a championship team. Exact reason why Sanders and Miller should be getting minutes before Max Strus. They're also trying to win games and not give Oklahoma City the first pick in the draft. Remember when all you guys were in here dooming, saying, oh, they're 6-21. OKC's really going to get the number 1 pick or a top 5 pick in the draft. They didn't. They're still trying to win some games, and Max Strus can help with that when he's healthy. I think Bradley Beal can too, but I need to see how he looks coming off the hip injury. I am very concerned. Miles Turner, that makes me laugh. Good luck with that. What? Why does it make you laugh? There we go. The homie. He is a good defender, Max Strus. What are you guys watching? He is a competitor. He's intense. Keep Benedict, said Bobo. Not the clown. Bobo 32 Rock. Boo. Damian, we have a 7-foot monster playing at Auburn this season. I don't want to spend any money on a center yet. Strus is a fan favorite. Jeremy said, or Jason, I wonder what trade we can make with the Wolves where they take in a few more players. I still wouldn't be surprised if there's another relatively big move coming. Doesn't mean for a superstar, but just, let's say, big contracts being moved. Brandon Ingram's making $40 million. I think Sabonis is making $45 million. He did shoot 40%. It also wasn't like 15 games. Got to be fair about that. But he's a 37%. He's an above-average three-point shooter for his career. Wolves only have 12 guaranteed contracts. You're right. Good eye. That would make a lot of sense. Dime Dropper. Adam, our episode is #1 in views so far the last 10 shows. As it should be. Dime and I did work last night. I feel like I may have jumped in too many times, and I was too excited to talk. But outside of that, it was a pretty good show. I'd recommend it on Locked On. Then today I went on San Diego Sports and went after Pablo a little bit more. More haters in here. This is what happens when there's breaking news. You get strays. I mean that in a couple different ways. You catch some, and then people just stray into your these vagrants just stray into your chat, guys like this. They just find you. The homie said, listen to that episode this morning on my way to work. Is this supposed to say JVG? Jeff Van Gundy, giving him defensive tools like Dunn, DJ, and Max Strus is a solid idea. Yeah. Strus' talent level is nowhere near DJ. Y'all talking crazy. Go watch that New York series. So we're just going to put everything into one series. One series. Did you see DJ in the finals against Boston? And was he good in that series? No. Was he still good throughout the playoffs overall for the Mavs? Yes. Is Max Strus overall a good, impactful player that helps winning? Yes. You can have a bad series, it turns out. And also, a 3-and-D guy having a bad series does not impact as much as of your probability of winning or not. As you know, your superstars, might want to hold them accountable more for the Cavs in that series than Max Strus. John said, you're right that Clips fans have to have a better mindset this year than the last several years. What do you mean by better? Clipper said, Adam, what's a realistic trade that can come through that makes this team better than where we're at? I think Sabonis would be a really good fit on this team if that's where they go with Brandon Ingram. We were talking about it last night on Locked On Clippers, me and Dime, who's in here, and we were going through the starting five, and I totally forgot about Brandon Ingram. I mean, I think he's going to be a Clipper, or at least for a little bit. But I could see Sabonis would fit very nicely with this team because you could play big because Brook can shoot a little bit, Sabonis can shoot a little bit, or gives Giannis an opportunity to shoot a little bit next to Sabonis later on. I just think his fit is very nice for this Clippers team. I'm not saying I don't like Brandon Ingram or I don't want Brandon Ingram. He has certainly some flaws. There will definitely be more moves probably with all of our assets, huh? Yes, Max Strus injured last season, but in the 24-25 season, they went 39-11 in his 50 games. Don't tell me he does not impact winning. I told you he was a big part of why they won 60 games the 24-25 season. He was, if you listen to Cavaliers fans and pay attention to what they were going through this season, they were blaming a lot of losses in their record on not having Max Strus. That's just factual. The guys who watch the team all the time have been saying that. Rather have Terrence Mann than Strus? Well, that's not the option. I like Terrence Mann, of course. Brook and DJ to the Wolves for Terrence Shannon in 2 second rounders. I do like me some Terrence Shannon. Crazy being a longtime fan, seeing the lineup flips. Man going broke on jerseys. Ugh. What's the verdict on Strus? They're not moving him too. I mean, at the trade deadline they could, but I don't think they could move him for a bit now. And Law Murray said they're not. He's not just there to be a trade asset. Let me see if I can find that again from Law. Law put it like this. Clippers intend for Strus to be a major rotation piece, so this is not a reroute situation. That's what Law said. I am the law. It's not a bad trade. It's just that we waited all this time just to get him. How many times I've said another trade is definitely happening. It is not over for the Clippers this summer, guys. They have too many guys on the roster. Some consolidation trade has to happen. Getting Sabonis would be crazy. Hell yeah. Is Kuminga a sign and trade idea for the Clippers? Maybe. John said, better, sorry, just different. Not expecting a deep playoff run, just enjoying the process with developing young players. Yeah, okay, I see you, John. That's a great mindset. Should I just block this guy? I mean, people just come in here and troll. Do we need to set an example? Members, should I blocked Mario? Spells it interestingly. Cavs didn't start winning till they traded Garland if we keep it 100. That's not keeping it 100. You fool. This is why Dime blocked you. They won 60 games in 24-25 with Darius Garland. You like it with the Sabonis move? These Harden fans. Now I understand why Law blocked you. Maybe I should block him too. All right. What's the... I'm getting... The chat is blowing up. Drop his ass. Block him. The members, you are the ones voting on this. Should we block this guy? Mario? Whoever that showed up out of nowhere? This guy. Should we block him? I need 10 votes. 10 members. Vote on him. Mario doesn't have good points. He's just trolling to troll. Not even good trolling. LOL. He sucks just like the fakers. Block him. That's 3 votes. Members. Give me 7 more. That's 4. Mio. Zion or Murphy's interesting. Do it. That's 5. Kick. Wait, you guys aren't members. No, Alex is. Johnny isn't. So we got 5. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Goodbye, Mario. Your princess is in another castle or in another channel on YouTube. He gone. Won't be seeing him anymore. Of course, Thomas said, give Mario another chance. That's not how we do things. He's gone. Gone. I need a block. I need to pull a block like Clip, Matumbo block or something. Only 10 is crazy. The people have spoken. Thomas is next. The chat, always good trolling. Mario didn't meet the necessary standard to continue to troll. It was only 10 this time. I mean, maybe I'm making up the rules. I miss Y2 Casual. Maybe I could unblock him. Thomas would vouch for him. That was so classic Thomas. Thomas can go 2 for 1. That's 1 vote for Thomas. There's 1. Do we have another? Finish him? Is that for Thomas? Thomas, you better become a member quick so you don't get voted out. Mario, I want another shot. Adam, that's too damn bad.
That's too damn bad!
No on Thomas for now, but thin ice. He got blocked like the Kawhi and Ingram trade. Luigi would block him. Thomas out? Is that 2 votes for Thomas? Thomas, there's still time to become a member before you get blocked. That's your only way to stay safe. Can you block future trades for cards? Oh, that's pretty good. Let's see. Is Thomas going to become a new member and avoid the block? Thomas tiptoes the line on troll quality. This is the stuff I'm really into. This is what gets me going here in the chat. Blocked by Yannick. Thomas gets a single game this stream ejection. Thomas has to purchase a Clippers Max Strus jersey now. I vote to ban the Max Power guy. This just in. I did block him. I blocked his ass. hard. You haven't seen him in the comments section lately. Thomas the Train Troll. Max Power is gone. I tried to warn him so many times. Dime Dropper said, I'm surprised Thomas is even listening to Clippers news anyway. Dime, I know you blocked him, probably because he's a Harden stan and can get pretty annoying with it. Watch Thomas become a member and he hits the zoo. The Zubats play where I'd have to give him a shirt and a Nerf hoop if he got it. Yeah, that's true if you become a member. Whoever gets that Ivica Zubats clip, there's still something to win. Genius, you already voted once. I think we only got 2 votes.
Kawhi for the win. Hot damn! Clippers win!
Whoa. What is this?
Zoo. Oh, hello, nasty! Counted out a foul!
Crawford, he has Favors on him. He'll fire in Favors' face for the win. Bingo! Blake Griffin will turn. Shoot a 3 for the win. Bounce. He got it! The Clippers win! Crawford, he has Favors on him. He'll fire in Favors' face for the win. Bingo!
Kawhi for the win. Hot damn! Clippers win! Zoo. Oh, hello, nasty! Counted out a foul!
JJ has it. Fires in time for the win. The Clippers win!
Gets down, lets it fly for the lead. Hot damn! Clippers lead by 2!
Blake Griffin will turn. Shoot a 3 for the win. Bounce. He got it! The Clippers win!
Oh.
Team belts are fastened. Lou Williams for the win. Bingo!
Oh my goodness!
Is this real life? MKXLNT just gifted 10 memberships. Are you for real, MK? And I said before, if you're the gifter and somebody ends up getting the clip, if you gifted it to someone and they end up getting the clip of Ivica Zubats, it's the gifter that gets the Ivica Zubats shirt and hoop. Wow. Frankie Cosmos just got a membership from MKXLNT. Old Dirty Dasher, Ant CEO, Clipper Nick, Trulian, Unk, The Real Amoroso, Michael Planza, Vetter Michael, Tom Tuma. Whoa. Rapid fire memberships from MKXLNT. That was fucking epic. Sorry for the language. We just got 10 clips in a row. 2 of them were the Ivica Zubats clips. MKXLNT, though, he's getting the Zoo shirt. I don't know if that's why he did it, but even though he gifted it to somebody else who technically got the Zubats clip, I said before, if you're the gifter, you're the one. We're not worthy. I'm definitely not worthy. That was awesome. Whoa. That was wild. MK. It's like he bought a round of drinks for everybody at the bar out of nowhere. Look at this. MKXLNT sent 10 Clippers Talk gift memberships. That was awesome. And then 2000 came in with 250 joules. Woo! It was 10 clips. It also showed it works. And I told you I wasn't hiding the Ivica Zubats clip. It's random. You had a 1 out of 11 chance. That was insane. Absolute cinema. Holy crap. MKXLNT. Hold on, let me get the shirt. MKXLNT just went legend in here. He went 10 memberships, 10 different people. Zubot's clip came up twice. He's definitely getting the shirt and the hoop. And whatever else he wants, I guess. My God. That was wild. Oh, that was awesome. Legendary moment. Did Thomas become a member because of that? Did he get one? Who are all the new members? Show yourselves. Wow. I gotta scroll up, and how the hell did that happen? Did Ortega become a member? Did he just get saved from being blocked because of this? Jason, I don't want to be a Clippers Talk member. MK, that's too damn bad.
That's too damn bad.
Thomas Ortega is now a member. I said a month ago I'd become a member if the Clippers got Watson, but Harden getting Watson works. MKXLNT. MKXLNT. Clipper Nick became a member. Thomas joined on his own? Thomas, did you really? I can't even scroll up high enough. There's so many people in the chat. Holy shit. I was just like, just blown back by all the highlights. 10 straight. Then what is this comment? Where's that Christian troll from yesterday? Serves you right, bum. I don't even know what you're talking about. That was awesome. Now I feel like we got to keep going. I was about to end the show. Now I feel like I got to stay on until Bob Schmidt joins. What's next tonight, Adam? Well, I'll definitely tell you something about what I've been working on. I'll get to that in a bit. I owe it to you guys. MKXLNT, it's cool. Cheers. Pass on the reward. Keep the contest going. Whoo. Pass on the reward. You don't want the Avisa Zubac shirt? For reals? Zoo hater confirmed. No. Well, if you do, in this video in the comment section, give me your email afterwards. Because you certainly earned it. There's oil money in the chat right now. What does this mean? Hello, I'm Adam Mossel and I work for the LA Clippers. I didn't see the Christian guy in here. You like how I called out Pablo and Locked On? I've met MKXLNT. I've met you courtside before at a game early on. Good dude, as you now know. MK was probably a Lopez fan. All right. Okay. We gathered ourselves.
Nylon!
Max Vega threw in some jewels. They love the nylon call. Whew, overwhelmed. Should I rerun it? Should we go instant replay on what just happened here? I could pull that up. Do we need to see it again? Is that what we're doing? Hold on. I think there's a way to do that pretty easily. I'll just go like, oh, it's Inception. Multiple screens at once. Yeah, that's true if you become a member. Whoever gets that Ivica Zubats clip, there's still something to win. Genius, you already voted once. I think we only got 2 votes.
Kawhi for the win. Hot damn! Clippers win!
Whoa. What is this?
Zoo. Oh, hello, nasty! Counted on a foul!
Crawford, he has Favors on him. He'll fire in Favors' face for the win. Bingo! Blake Griffin will turn, shoot a 3 for the win. Bounce, he got it! The Clippers win! Crawford, he has Favors on him. He'll fire in Favors' face for the win. Bingo!
Kawhi for the win. Hot damn! Clippers win! Zoo. Oh, hello, nasty! Counted on a foul!
JJ has it, fires in time for the win. The Clippers win!
Gets down, lets it fly for the lead. Hot damn! Clippers lead by 2!
Blake Griffin will turn, shoot a 3 for the win. Bounce, he got it! The Clippers win!
Oh.
Team belts are fastened. Lou Williams for the win. Bingo!
Oh my goodness! Nylon!
And then a nylon to boot at the end. Is this real life? The magnanimous MKXLNT, far too kind in here. That's what he just did about 10 minutes ago. Dropped in 10 gift memberships. Lorenzo said, I need a gift membership. I got to add new member clips now? I guess I do. I have DJ over Brandon Knight. I think I have that as a super sticker. I don't even know what a super sticker is, but I put it in as one. Soon enough, Adam, we'll invite Keaton Walger to the show with the number of members increasing. Somebody said in here, Pablo got gifted a sub. Oh, God, I love the chat. Genius is campaigning. He wants the Zubat shirt. He said he's the biggest fan, but it's up to MKXLNT. Whatever he wants to do. He gave out 10 freaking memberships. And then Thomas got one on his own. MK Goat needs to have his name on the wallpaper. Lock us in. Clip Nation rules. Why? Because everyone wants to ban Thomas. He avoided a ban by becoming a member. If you remember, it'd be really hard to get banned, let's just say. Not impossible, but it would be a lot harder to get banned. And Thomas did say if they got Peyton Watson, he would become a member. He said it's good enough that Harden got him, since that's in his profile picture. Genius. MK, buddy, you're the best Clippers fan ever after me, buddy. And said I'm the biggest Clipper fan. When you block someone now, just use the Keaton Walger scheduled drop clip. No. All right, I understand the frustration of not getting Peyton Watson. Believe me, you know how much I wanted Peyton Watson. I just don't know how realistic it ended up being, because I think the Clippers saw that he wasn't going their way. The Cavs had the offer, and they had the team that can compete in the Eastern Conference right now, and maybe that's what he wanted, he and Clutch Sports. And so they said, I'm not leaving here with nothing. And they ended up getting Max Strus for a second-round pick. which is good business. I said it, and then I went to the tweet from Justin Rousseau, and he said the same thing. Brother MK just wanted to see 10 game winners back to back. I like that energy. The only one who deserves a ban is that Max guy. He got a ban, Timothy. I'm happy to tell you. The guy who would always go under in the comment section afterwards, like every time, I kicked him out. I warned him. Ban Timothy for making Adam search the aspiration story you read 10 times. Timothy's been around for a while. Lorenzo, he wants to get me banned. I'm a true Clippers fan. Who wants to get you banned? Who's arguing bad faith? Max definitely was. This is a good point, Jason. I think the Nuggets also didn't want to trade him to a Western Conference team. We say that when we're getting rid of guys. AP Hoops said, yo, Adam, just joined. What's your TLDR on the Max Strus trade? I think the Clippers weren't going to be able to get Peyton Watson, and they found a way to get something out of it. Max Strus for a second-round pick is solid. If everybody worried about him taking up minutes or taking minutes away from young guys, unfortunately, he's injury-prone. He and Bradley Beal. They're not going to take that many minutes away. It's going to be fine. Wagler commercial reminded me of the movie Bedazzled. What was it, Elizabeth Hurley and Brendan Fraser? Genius G wants to ban everybody. I've tried to get AP Hoops on the pod. I slid into his DMs a few days ago. AP, you know I did. Do I need to show the screen? Easy, genius. Want Adam to myself. We're the only true Clippers fans. I banned Max Power. He's cooked. I'm pretty sure. He's cooked, Mather and Mania. I know. He was just trolling all the time. He's gone. Thomas is nasty with it. Adam, if you ban Dime Dropper, I'll gift 5 memberships. I'm not doing that. And you're not. You wouldn't do that anyways. Max Power is out. Max Strus is in. See, AP Hoops confirmed it. I would never lie to you guys like some people do. Yeah, he did. Got family in town, but we'll try to make an appearance sometime real soon. It's all good. Obsessed is basically the comedy version of Bedazzled. Brendan Fraser is a ball player. You got to give it your all and go 110%. Thomas got jokes. He gets a pass from me. He became a member, so I don't know if you can get rid of him. It'd be tough. They better give us Max Strus. Wigs in the swell. He's so dreamy. Says Bach Bach Productions 6398. Thomas is a member. Dime is not. Dime doesn't even become a member. We help each other. Adam over 10 cent. Dime Dropper fan, by the way, still funny. It was funny. It was funny from Thomas. Thomas's jokes, they could go a long way. See, the homie Chewy here got a membership early on because he's got the light blue. I think that's what that means. Let's see. Clipper Nick copped the ticks to the Sixers game in December, praying against LeBron load management. Well, buyer beware. It's always a risk in the NBA. To block a member, we have to take it to the Supreme Court. Yeah, I don't know how that would go. I'd probably have to make the final ruling. It might turn into a dictatorship then. not banning Mockler. Did Genius get blocked from Clips and Dip? Or did he get timed out? Who are you pitching in? Just getting home and been offline. What did we miss, Adam? Clippers got Max Strus for a second-round pick. I'm trying to take this long enough to get a Cleveland Cavaliers fan on so we can talk about it. Dice doing live now? I remember he timed out. Dime doing it live now. Let's see what else. I want to come on tonight and just say and make it very simple because we've been talking a lot about Pablo and I want to get away from that and I don't want to make the same mistake or do the same thing that he does with milking a story. So just ask Adam anything Clippers. It's simple. I didn't do a Pablo Torre part tonight. I didn't, but I do have an update. I'll give that to you at the end. Ask Adam anything Clippers. We don't need any more Pablo Torre talking here. What do you guys got? Genius G did get timed out? Was I there for that? Give me some good questions. I need something decent here. Max Strus is a Clipper. I'm for it considering what they gave up, and they still have about $15 million, I believe, to spend. Does it go to Benedict Mathurin? Is that the move here? You know I wouldn't mind that. If you're not getting Peyton Watson, I definitely don't want to lose Benedict Mathurin. But because they brought back Bradley Beal, I don't know how realistic that is. No Pablo Torre talk. Let's talk Clippers. Watch the full video from Johnny Wilkes that Pablo used? No. I don't know what that's in reference to. Okay, Bach said, love this pickup. Strus is all about the type of work ethic and dog that we want our young guys to play with. I'm saying, I came on and immediately said culture, Bach. I know you weren't in here then, but that's the first thing I came out and said. You need certain veteran stabilizers, guys that are consistent, guys that are unselfish to help the young guys develop and expedite their development. They will develop faster if you surround them with the right veterans. Max Strus is one of those type of guys. He will help the young guys get to wherever they're going, wherever their ceiling is, faster. The incubator process is underway. You were there when I got timed out and didn't protect me, Adam. You're the voice of the people. I don't remember what you said. I think it might have been out of pocket, though, genius. And you admit that. Who are the most likely to be moved before we formalize the roster? Okay. This is a pretty good question. I would say Ingram, DJ, Dunn. I'm not saying I want any of this to happen. I'm just saying most likely to get moved. Most likely. Ingram, DJ, Dunn, Cam Christie. Who else am I thinking? Jamarian Sharp? No, probably not. Janai Broom? Probably not. Depends on what you mean by move. Traded or just not make the roster after training camp? But that's a really good question. Timothy's saying Strus, can they move him immediately? I already read the law report. It sounds like they want him as a rotation player. I think Strus makes a lot of sense because he can play in different types of lineups. Like, you need versatile guys like that just don't hurt you. Like, he's a shorter Batum to me in a lot of ways. Nico, my cousin, is in here. If you could bring back anyone from the last 5 years of the franchise to be on this team now, who would you pick? I mean, probably Kawhi because he's the best player, but I'll say Ivica Zubats. But I understood why they made the trade. Of course. But in this strange hypothetical, I would go with Ivica Zubats because they need help in the front court. They had to give to get. They got another first-rounder still. They got Keaton Wagler out of it. It makes all the sense in the world. Maybe they keep Benedict Mathurin, and he's still a part of the tentacles of the Zubats trade. That's big. Oh, so real. Knuckleheads, Lob City, 213. What era is this now? No era. No, the Churro Wish era. No, the Keaton Wagler era. No, I don't know if it's... We have to see how he develops. I don't want to put all that pressure on him. I think we have to see what shakes out. Like, I think there's this same level of uncertainty that we had in 2017, 2018 after they traded Blake. Like, which way are we going? Who are the guys? Who's going to be a Lou Williams or a Montrezl Harrell type or a Pat Bev type? Who are going to be some of these core guys? We got to let it develop. Know me by nature. Adam, do you think this trade went through because the Clippers got word from the NBA about aspiration? No, I don't think it had much to do with that. I don't think. I mean, well, we heard on Monday about the NBA didn't find Steve Ballmer funneling money through sponsors. They didn't find any cap circumvention according to the ESPN report. That was a huge deal. But it's not bringing us any finality to this. It's not over. Who are we trading for next? My guess, Sabonis or Trey Murphy. Maybe that's wishful thinking. Did I bite into a churro? Any predictions for a surprise breakout player? Surprise breakout player? Who would that be on this roster? Baba Miller? Because they need help in the front court. He might get some real minutes and a real opportunity. Maybe it wouldn't surprise us as much, but it would surprise the rest of the league. Strus has me needing mood stabilizers. Oh my God. Would Kuminga be the better fit since he's bigger than Math? I prefer Math. I think Mathurin's more skilled offensively. I'd probably prefer him, but Kuminga has more upside if he figures out the offense and the shooting. But they're close. I think I'd lean Math, though. Punk's gone wrong. When do the players get back on the court and start practicing? I mean, officially practicing, I don't think you can say they've done that. Guys can go and work out at the training center, though. When does training camp start? That is a good question. Something I need to look up. Look up later Johnny Wilkes on YouTube. He has 43-minute videos which he talks about the entire Kawhi process, and there's key interesting points. All right. What is the outcomes with Badly Built now signed? Is that a shot at Bradley Beal? What? What is Badly Built? Daniel, Strus is so feed, so we get, okay, I can't even read it. If I can't read it. What else do we got? Thomas, solid point. Strus is a great guy to have around developing young guns. Undrafted Strus, got it out the mud. Yeah, he's a grinder, man. I said it initially. Thomas with a membership star is a different guy. He totally disagreed when I first came in, was talking nicely about Max Strus and his leadership and being a vet and how he could help the team. And now look at him. He's a changed man from Saul to Paul. Clank said, do you think we can flip Strus for anything relevant at the deadline? Yeah, but we got a long ways till then. A long ways. We don't know who's going to be available, who isn't. Oh, hell no. Don't compare. You're calling him Stress instead of Strus to Nico? Damian, I'm not a fan of Sabonis. Why would you want to trade BI for him? Because it's a much better fit for this team and their needs. And Sabonis, I don't think Sabonis, he has fatal flaws that hold you back from a championship. But he can help a team like this that's in the state the Clippers currently are, I think, significantly versus Brandon Ingram's skill set, which is if he's not scoring it, he's not helping much. Sabonis is one of the best rebounders in the league. He's averaged like 14 rebounds per game multiple times, multiple seasons. Do you not think they need more rebounding? He's skilled. He's a good passer. He's an efficient scorer. He's not the greatest defender. Neither is Brandon Ingram. He does a lot more. Or is this actually a good move to get another vet in the room? I think it is. For a second-round pick, there is no downside to getting Max Strus for a second-round pick. Something tells me we're getting Joker, said Genius. Well, I would go on Joker watch starting right now after Denver let Peyton Watson go for $22 million a year and got no players back. Now, summer's not over. Also, Adam, did I not call the no penalty verdict? I mean, come on, set your handle 1, 2, 3. I got to be honest. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But there is no verdict yet. The NBA has not ruled on this yet. So, preemptive victory lap? Premature victory lap? Punk's gone wrong. How is Ty Lue going to manage all these players and their minutes? Well, there's still going to be a trade that happens because they have too many guys on the roster right now. And I've seen him manage teams that were less talented to having a winning record. See 21-22 season. The bingo era, a lot of threes will be going up. I was texting with Ralph yesterday. It's because I like Ralph. It's good to hear from him. Baba Miller said Himothy of the breakout guy. The guy who could break out, underrated player. Clippers so gangster until we traded for Strus. Why are you hating? Ijax is an interesting call. Ijax is still really young, Isaiah Jackson. He gets overlooked a ton. Clipper Nick, how early into the season will people be commenting fire Ty Lue? Some people in the preseason. Daniello Baba playing behind Strus now. No, he's not. Strus isn't playing the 4 and the 5. Like, what? Like, Daniello's been hating on Strus in here a ton. And so that you're pulling a Pablo. You're framing it to fit your agenda here. Like, don't do that. Mike WM, which player on the Clippers will be the most impactful player to teach and inspire Wagler? That is an awesome question. I think Darius Garland, honestly. Remember, Darius Garland was the one who told Lawrence Frank, do not draft based upon me and what the needs are next to me and who would fit best with me. You take the best player available. I think they got a guy that does work next to Darius Garland and Keaton Wagler who can play next to him. But because of his level of shooting and shot creation and playmaking and him being the one, and Wagler can come along slowly when it comes to playing point guard, but can play off ball, and then maybe with the second unit, he's the lead guard. I think Darius Garland, even though he's only 26, he's going to be a really good vet for Keaton Wagler. Genius going after the Lakers. This is not a question. Pure Yossi Goslin. The Clippers could absorb Max Strus into the $17 million John Collins trade exception. Alternatively, they could fold his acquisition into the Kawhi Leonard trade since they could. It cuts off. Continues. Since they could still take on more salaries in that deal, that would allow them to retain the trade exception. That's an interesting point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. If they absorb him into the $17 million trade exception, yeah, that fits in perfectly. Does that mean they'd still have $30 million left then to play with? Now, it doesn't include if they bring back Benedict. But if the Clippers are still cooking with $30 million instead of $15 million like I thought around there, ooh, boy. And Yossi is good with the numbers, and he's a capologist guy, so I believe it. We are cooking. We are cooking. Addy, what everyone has to realize is, yes, the contract amount was obtainable, but who would we have to trade to get space for that amount in a first-round pick? You're talking about with Peyton Watson? It's like, yeah. So you're giving up DJ in a first. Like, for $22 million, I probably would have done it. I'll be honest with you. I like Peyton Watson that much. But I could understand the other side of it. And here's the thing. If he wanted to go to Cleveland, that wasn't really an option for the Clippers. They could have offered all that, and he wanted to go to the Cavs. And the Nuggets don't want to do him dirty and send him someplace where he doesn't want to go as much because they still have to deal with Clutch and Rich Paul with other guys eventually. You can't just do guys dirty like that. Is the smoking on that Giannick era? I am dangerously high on Giannick. Giannick could be very special. Trades are going to happen soon. Can we get Ant and Jokic? All right, we're dreaming a little bit. Would love more first-rounders. Do we have the assets to get us some? Hope they are trying for math. Sabonis fatal flaws and Darius fatal flaws. This could get really bad. They're only fatal if you're going for a championship right now, which they aren't. They're fatal flaws in terms of winning a championship. And I'm not so sure about Darius's, but I am pretty sure about Sabonis, unless you have a big that is a rim protector next to Sabonis that can also shoot it, which Giannick might end up being eventually. I didn't think you would be reading my comment of badly built, my man. That funny. Love the show, bro. That's a hater-ass nickname, but it is kind of funny to hate on Bradley Beal like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I just hadn't heard it before. When do we think the Kawhi trade goes through? Come on, man. They're having a board of governors meeting in mid-September. That could be the finality of this and the final ruling. The Clips have a better chance of signing Wilt Chamberlain than they have of signing Ant and Joker. That might be true. I don't know. Halo, all I see is the Clippers surrounding Wagler with shooters off the bench, which will make him the primary ball handler off the bench. That's what I'm saying. He gets to play the 2 and off ball next to Darius Garland at some point, even if he's not starting right away, and learn from him. Watch him play the 1, not too much pressure on Wagler, and then you ease him in to now in the second unit, he's the primary ball handler against lesser players that he's going up against with the backups. If nothing else, Sabonis is a better rebounder than Lopez. Slightly. 17 points and 13 to 14 rebounds is helpful. Yes, especially for this team. I'm saying slightly sarcastically. He's like twice the rebounder. No offense, it's just never been Brooks' game. Past, present, future talks. A shooter in Max Strus is much needed for the Clippers. Underrated team defender, high IQ type of player that enhances the pace flow of the game that he plays. W for the Clippers game style. More to improve. I'm telling you, he's a little bit shorter of a Nico Batum. He has some of that game. The high IQ is right on there. Past, present, future talks. PJ O'Brien, with Cavs trying to trade Strus for the past year, why do you think Clips? Because it was a second-round pick. How many times do I have to say it? A second-round pick for Max Strus. And the Cavs weren't like... Cavs fans will tell you, part of the reason they struggled so much this season is because Max Strus was injured. No, the traded player exception goes towards the tax threshold. Yossi just says it's possible we can take the money on without expending the Collins traded player exception. Take the money on without expending the Collins traded player exception. So I see what you're saying. So they can't have the $30 million, but they could still have the $15 million, even with Max Strus. My Clippers group on Facebook loves this move. Malcolm Maxwell. Something big is coming, said Jeff. Larry F. can't be done. Is there any way Duran comes in and Lopez, DJJ, and picks go to Detroit? There has to be something. I wouldn't put it past him. And Clipper Nick, thank you for the jewels there. Adam, this is an intervention. We're worried about your dangerous Yannick addiction. I'm dangerously high on Yannick. What are your expectations with Brandon Ingram, Adam? A couple seasons ago, I was thinking, what if the Clippers brought him in and, really squeezed every ounce of talent out of him that you could get, because when he was coming out of Duke, you were talking about KD light and all these things, and he's been a 2-time All-Star, and he's a solid player, but I don't know how much he impacts winning when you look at the on-off numbers some. Now, some of that is because of the teams he's been on, but I think the Clippers can get more out of him, make him a more efficient player. The only thing he really needs to do, guys, Brandon Ingram, and I don't know why it's so difficult to get this out of a guy in big 2026 here, take more three-pointers. You're a solid three-point shooter. You want to be more efficient? Take more threes. Stretch the floor. That's all we need. Please take more three-pointers. So check this out. He shot 38% from three last season, 37% the year before that, 35% a down year, second to last year in New Orleans, 39%, another down year, 33%, 38, 39. But he's never taken more than 6 per game. And I think he's a guy who should probably take 8 at least. Like, he's got too much DeMar DeRozan to his game sometimes. He's a 37% career three-point shooter. But look at the last couple of years. He's a 38% shooter from there. He's a good shooter. Take more, please. It helps stretch the floor spacing. He doesn't cross into other parts of the court, which clogs up lanes, anything like that. That's the major issue with Brandon Ingram throughout his career. Time for some energy drinks, Adam. Clips back office is about to cook something crazy. Clips front office is about to cook something crazy. So are we using the $17 million traded player exception with Strus or not? Nice mix. Vets, youth team could surprise. Jeff said, I have a major Yannick addiction. Already bought 3 autograph cards on eBay. Get on the Conan train. Halo said, not going to lie, I'd ship out BI for Sabonis or Duren in a heartbeat. They're just better fits for this Clippers team. What their strengths are, that's what the Clippers' weaknesses are. Nitty gritty. I'm actually looking forward to 1 year of us just enjoying Clipper hoops. No expectations of playoffs. Genius G. Imagine a lineup like this. Kawhi. Okay. I can't do this. Kawhi is going to Toronto. After what came out on Monday, I am most certain his contract is not getting voided. Jay Hernandez. The reason the Cavs struggled was because Garland was injured to start the season, not because Strus was hurt. It was both. Garland ran their offense, and the Clippers have not seen a healthy Garland. Garland could have a huge year. If he's healthy and right, full summer, he could have a huge year. Like a full summer, there's the summer where you're rehabilitating and you're healthy enough to play that season. Then there's the summer where you're not rehabilitating, but you get to train the way you want to. That's where the real strides are made. And I think that's what Darius Garland is getting right now. Where there's no limitations, where you're not rehabbing, and you just get to train. ESPN gave Clippers A- trade grade, best grade of all 3 teams. Better than the Cavs. Definitely better than Denver. Remember, Lawrence Frank wanted to land a big name like Giannis or Jokic in the future, and he's just preparing the roster for it. Yeah, but now Giannis is in Miami, and guys aren't going to free agency nearly as much, and it's become harder in the new CBA. Everybody's dealing with it with the second apron. It's just more difficult. Miho, 10-toe Garland could be different. 10 toes down, Garland. Past, present, future talks. We will be shooting unlimited 3 balls this season and play relentless team defense. DG, 10 per game. Lopez, 7+. Strus, 8+. Wagler, 10. Rui, 10+. Are those points? What are you saying there? Plus, minus? If you were in charge, Adam, who would you trade in this team? Who would I trade? I need to know who you're getting back. What do you mean? They gave Denver a D. D for Denver. Do I think the Kings would be interested in trading Sabonis for BI and Brelo? I think it's possible. Never know with the Kings. Kangs. Lopez off the books next year, and BI is making $5 million less than Sabonis. This is true. I mean, I've been talking about Ant-Man since summer of 2025. I teased out a mystery player. And I said, just keep watching Minnesota. See what happens. What if they don't get to the Western Conference Finals this next season? All of a sudden, Ant could get frustrated. You know what happened? Exactly that. But that frustration led to them taking LaMelo Ball and trading for him. Could that actually make it a quicker exit now for Ant? If that goes in a disastrous direction? Adam, do you ever see Mathurin becoming a full-time starter for the Clippers once the vets are gone, Dunn, Beal, etc.? I could see it. Benedict Mathurin is a really talented young player. He needs to remove the tunnel vision that he deals with at times. Like, when Benedict Mathurin starts driving, there's only one thing that's going to happen. He's going to put up a shot. It could be a wild shot. It could be a make. It could be a really bad miss. He doesn't see all the other options that are out there. That's where he has to improve. Just his basketball IQ instinct stuff, the little things like that. Because he can score and fill it up, but if you're getting into your bag, and if teams notice that the only thing that can happen with the ball in his hands is him taking a shot instead of making a play for somebody else, that makes you easier to defend. Can we not do the Ben Simmons thing? We don't know that Benedict is not happy. Guys, other teams could make a contract offer to him. There's nothing stopping other teams from making a contract offer to Benedict Mathurin, and apparently it hasn't happened yet. Garland, Baba, early year highlights. Finish year with Wagler and Yannick stealing the show. It shall be, says Nitty Gritty. Wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't hate it at all. Let's see. Ben's driving reminds me of Corey Maggette. He just gets a little out of control. Reminds me of Russell Westbrook at times. Beer on ice for the coming season, said Sun City. Pumped. Praying for better vibes, said Clipper Nick. In LOL WTF Eric's drawings this year. Probably should have read the rest of that. Like, there are guys that are instant offense. No. I don't think that, because I've seen him start. I've seen him be asked to play more of a team ball game. That's what frustrated Rick Carlisle. You're just making excuses, Thomas. It's not his fault. He's just asked to go out there and score. Trust me, they're asking for more than that. They want to see growth in his all-around game. They want to see him make guys next to him better. The advanced numbers, the on-off stuff, it does not favor Benedict Mathurin. It's because of reasons like that. You can't be as one-dimensional in today's league and find a lot of playing time. But he's very talented. So I don't want to see him go. Damian, there's a lot of potential this season for a few guys to really shine and become stars. No need to make hasty moves. People got to have some patience. Agree. Good call. John Mike, this will be a fun Clippers team to watch. Lots of shooters, younger players, competitive even if we lose close games. Reminds me of the era of knuckleheads a little bit. Set your handle. I don't know, man. Very high on Baba and Yannick. Baby Giannis and baby AD. From your lips to the basketball god's ears. I hope so. Past, present, future talks. By 2028, somebody should want to put on that cape and lead the Clippers faithful to the promised land first championship. Just 2 years from now? Set your handle, said Yannick will. Dangerously high. Genius. Our young guys will get us a chip before Luka and the Fakers get one. I like the sound of that. You know I do. Sometimes I get distracted by the NBA Jam. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, it's NBA Jam. I caught myself like, who's playing? The only thing I wish you could do is set up the computer playing itself, but that's not an option. Computer, play with yourself. Sorry. That was dumb.
Funny, Adam.
Will Grady be on a 9-man rotation? That's a pretty good question. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's less than a 50% chance. But Grady Dick was good his first couple of seasons. He showed potential. So, people keep saying he's the guy that could be rerouted. Genius. When my grandma passed, I didn't cry. When the Clips reached the Western Conference Finals, I shed a tear. I was there to experience that. You were in the building? I was in the building. Robert said, besides Don, DJ, and Max Strus, who will be the main defenders on the Clippers? You named them. Wagler. Benedict can be a better defender than he has shown. He can be a more consistent defender, Benedict Mathurin. He has it in him. I believe in him. But Kobe and Jordan Miller can both defend. They both have potential on that end. I have seen it. They give the effort. Kobe, definitely. Adam, who if you had to pick, Ben or Max Strus to start? I pick Strus. Probably. But you didn't tell me the rest of the starting lineup, so it depends on who else is out there. Rand says, I'm intrigued what Ty Lue will bring this season. The first time without both Kawhi and PG. Hope he can't have players who are consistently available. Hope he can't have players who are consistent. Guys, we got to phrase this stuff right. Ty Lue has had enough of that. Let's get him players who are consistently available. Nobody has had stars out more and been put in bad spots over the last 5, 6, 7 years than Coach Lue. Nobody. I guess it's 6 years. Nobody's been missing their superstars more than Coach Lue, and yet you guys get on him. It's like, you know how many things he has to shuffle all the time? Nitty-gritty. To clarify, I love playoff expectations, but with Kawhi's injuries and others, it can be on this old boy's heart when it ends bad. Adam, your background is impressive. Clippers talk spending some money. This is LOL W2F Eric. You sent me this a while ago. I've had this for years. Since I started this show, so like 2 years on the YouTube side. It's the GOAT. LOL WTF Eric. Set your handle. I do believe DJ, Grady, and Cam are rerouted. All right. I didn't throw in Grady earlier of guys who could be traded. I think he's definitely one. Jeremy, we have some interesting long lineups with Ingram, DJ, Rui, Baba, Yannick, Kobe, Jordan. I'm sorry. Relax. Set your handle. I'm very high on Yannick potential. Motor, defensive capabilities. Damian, B-Math has to find that player he was in college again. Robert, I mean, yeah, he was a good defender. Like, they compared him to Kawhi a little bit. B-Math definitely has it in him to play much better defense for 48 minutes or for 35, whatever he's out there. Robert, does anybody on the thread know why Grady Dick's game regressed this past season? Was he hurt most of the season? I think he just got out of the rotation. His shots weren't falling. If his shot's not falling for that guy, he's in trouble. He's not offering much else. This is ridiculous. Sun City almost deserves a timeout. Ben could still go to Chicago for Okoro and picks. There's your other defender. Not saying I'd do it, but, I mean, that trade, we've talked about it before. I wouldn't hate it, but I'd rather keep Benedict Mathurin. Just higher upside, younger. Jamie said, what do you think about moving DG and or Rui at the deadline for more draft capital? I don't really see them too far out in the timeline. Possibly. I think it's going to be a really interesting year for Darius Garland because I think he's extension eligible after this season. But he's making like a little over 40 for the next 2 seasons. Halo, I feel like Ben would mess with Wagler's development, especially if he comes back to the team on the qualifying offer. He's going to want the ball more and will take playmaking opportunities away from Wagler. The two guys I worry about most for Wagler's development are, I could say three guys. Benedict for sure, Ingram, and maybe Bradley Beal a little bit. Although he's probably more of a passer. They are guys that get it and cook. They're ISO heavy, and that's fine, but it could hold back a young guy from developing as fast. And I've made that argument with Benedict Mathurin before because of the way he plays. It's not easy to play off of a guy like that when you're not touching the basketball. Genius said, locked on. Adam, those locked on shows are okay. Okay, whatever. Orlando said, what is the Clippers doing? No Max? He's old. Aren't the Clippers trying to get younger, but yet signing old guys? Insane. He's on a $16 million expiring contract, Orlando, and they still want guys who can help them now. He's not old. He's 29, turned 30. It's only insane if you only give like 10% of the facts. Know me by nature. Tell us your most ideal potential lineup around Wagler. Oh, this is a pretty good question. Oh, it depends because there's two different ways he needs to play, on ball and off ball. Off ball, Darius Garland needs to be out there. I think Rui needs to be out there with him. I think DJ or Dunn needs to be out there with him. Unselfish guys. Brooke Lopez, that's fine. All of those guys I think work. Max Strus can work with him very well. It doesn't mean all the other guys, that means everybody else is selfish. They need the ball more. I'm thinking about him having the ball more in his hands. Guys. Great. Okay. My starting five since Clips for life. Yes, sir. DG, Wagler, BI, Rui, and Brooke. I mean, that's probably the most likely starting five. I think you might have nailed it. Is that a good defensive starting five? No. Who's your point of attack defender? Wagler? Yeah, I don't think that would start day one. I think you put Dunn in for Wagler or DJ. You have to have a point of attack out there. When you patch your Beverly back. Okay. Thomas Ortega, Adam, if Kawhi, Paul George, Zubats, and Harden met up in the East playoffs, whose team would you root for to go to the finals? Ooh. Thomas Ortega, the member, built different. This is a great question. Huh. I think I'd have to go Ivica Zubats. I like that Indiana team a lot. And I love Zoo. It would go Zoo, closely followed by Kawhi, then Paul George. Clips for life. Yes, sir. Wagler needs to keep hitting the weight room and take some protein. He is. Clippers have to make a consolidation trade. Mentioned that earlier. They have 15 now, not counting Kawhi. And if the Raptors trade, they will need to move 3 for 1. Joe said best case scenario would be Garland to have a breakout season and move him for some good pieces similar to Tobias Harris back in the day. That's a pretty damn good comp. Remember, Tobias didn't take – the Clippers offered him at the beginning of that season, the 2018-2019 season. They offered him, I think, $80 million for like 5 years, and he didn't take it. And he bet on himself, and he got paid a ton by Philly because they traded for him, and they had to. You trade for a guy, you can't lose him. You can't make him a rental. That is a really good call, Joes. Fantastic point. All love. Robert, Wagler gained a ton of weight last year. There's no reason this won't continue as his body matures. He can put on 15 good pounds, but like this whole just put on 15 pounds of muscles, like, that's going to take like a year at least. You can only put on 1.5 pounds per month without doing performance-enhancing drugs. And that is in optimal conditions. You're eating perfectly. You're training perfectly, strength training perfectly. Look it up, 1.5 pounds. But everybody says, oh, I put on like 5 pounds of muscle this month. It's like, no, you didn't. That was not all muscle, bro. Sun City, all jokes aside, many assists again. Lawrence keeps it going. Many assets again. Lawrence keeps it going. Adam, do we win 30 games? Vegas never wrong. I think they do. Joss, I might start Strus on this team. Yep. Is Max Strus the best player out of DePaul since Quentin Richardson? Huh. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't watch the college game enough. Christian Macy, my starting 5. DG, Max Strus, B.I., Rui Lopez. Yeah, I can see that. I wasn't thinking of Max Strus earlier when we were talking about it. I was like, DJ or Dunn. But like Max Strus, technically, he is the more consistent three-point shooter than them. Zubats, he deserves it. Kawhi is my guy, but Zubats is our guy. DG, Strus, B.I., Rui, Brook is my competent starting 5. I think that makes a lot of sense. But Dunn still might get the nod over Strus, the incumbent. Sun City, can't help it, Adam. I've gone Tropo. Let's go Clips, beers, and barbecues. If Max Strus starts opening night, I'll eat this chat message. Anybody want to screenshot that right now? I'll leave it up. I don't know why you guys are hating on Max Strus like this. Malcolm Maxwell. Let's not forget that Bam Miller might be our Peyton Watson in the future. Who? Jordan Miller? Baba Miller? Rancis. But the thing is, Garland is an all-star compared to Tobias. Whoa, I just got a text that I need to look at. Okay. All right. Can't reveal my sources. Got to put a voice modulator on them and mask out their face. But one of my bosses sent me something, and it's interesting. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second here. Sorry. That was very unprofessional. It's a stream. Huh. Do I need to go? I was not expecting this tonight. Ask Adam anything except about this. Ooh, let's just avoid that and move on. I didn't see nothing. I know nothing. You guys' parents ever watch Hogan's Heroes? It's my dad's favorite show. Killer Cam. Don't worry, nobody's listening. I think the question is how much better defensively is Dunn over Strus, and I don't know how far off Strus really is in that regard. And I think Dunn's offense is way further away from Strus on defense. Yeah, like, are you saying there's a bigger difference between Strus's offense and Dunn's offense, with Strus getting the edge there, than there is between Dunn's defense and Strus's defense? where Dunn has the slight edge, but Strus has more of an advantage offensively. I'm not breaking any news. Chill. I ate today. I'm fine. I just need to see something again. There's no reflection coming off the NBA Jam, is there? What is this all about? How is this relevant exactly? Okay. Y'all call me a fat ass. What's up? Ask Adam anything. I can't tell you. I'm sorry. You're not even a member. How could I tell you? This is a members only exclusive tell all. I'm kidding. It's not bad. It just raises an eyebrow. I think some people are definitely paying attention to what I've been doing with a certain story. What would need to happen for the Clippers to have... Okay, we don't need a new coach and GM. Y'all said fire everybody when they were 6-21. Then they ended up having a winning record with everything they dealt with. They got good value for Zubats, for Harden, for Kawhi. Do we have to do this all the time? Members only or union watch party? I'm kind of happy about this overnight work now. I'll be up at 'em. Let me, maybe I'll come back in a bit here. Maybe I'll come back in a bit. How about that? We've been on for over 2 hours. I got to check on some things. I'm still trying to get Bob Schmidt on from the Fear the Furrow podcast. He can tell us all about Max Strus. He's a freaking expert. He's seen every single game he has played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know he likes him. It's not killing me. It's not killing me. I got to focus on some other things here. We should have a members watch party for Adam to finally watch Holes.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
All right, we're good for now. For now. I might come back later. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the new members. You make this show awesome. A lot of fun. I got to regroup. I'm shook. No, it's just my Uber. My Uber Eats. No, I'm kidding. I don't leak. I don't accidentally leak, okay? It was one time. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Adam got a text from Adam Silver. Wait, Clay Vaughn's in here? First of all, are any of you guys leaving voice messages? The hell are we doing? I didn't even mention that once in this show. Check out this over here. Speakpipe.com/Clippers Talk. I know it's a new part of the routine, but we need voice messages. I want to hear from you guys. That's the most fun. You got to drop me some voice messages like Clavon has. You see? Speakpipe.com/Clippers Talk. If I get enough voice messages, I will come back and do a show later. Deal? All right. Deal. It's okay. I'm not trying to put pressure on anybody. Clips for life. You all get the same level of content regardless if you're a member or not. It just helps me if you can, but I ain't trying to take money out of anybody's pocket who can't afford it. It's all good. I get it. Clavon's going to leave a message. If I get enough, I will return. Leave me some damn voice messages. Okay? We all need to regroup sometimes. Say hi to Pablo. I'm glad it's limited to 1:30. I don't need anything longer in a minute. All right, love y'all. Maybe we'll talk in a little bit. It's up to you. You gonna leave me some messages or what? Speakpipe.com/Clippers talk.